Welcome back, everyone. This is Xade, and we are back in our single-player vanilla survival world. We are back at our villager infinite breeding cell slash golem farm tower here. And as I mentioned in the last episode, we are going to give this thing an on and off switch, not for the golem farm, but for the breeding cells. I've mentioned before, I don't like to have a infinite villager breeder of any kind that I don't have some way to control the breeding. So in this particular case, I've come up with an on-off switch essentially, and I'm going to go quickly over how that works, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to do it. So the way this breeding cell works, I kind of have been over it before, but what we're doing is each side of this tower in the golem farm portion has 8 doors, 4 on each side here. So there's 4 sides, that's 32 doors, which is enough to support 11 villagers. So if inside that village we have 11 or more villagers, none will breed. If we have 10 or less, and the villagers activate from something like crops, which we're doing in this case, they will attempt to breed. So what we've done is in the front here we have 2 villagers. That one right there is actually empty. It's just to keep the consistency of the sides looking normal. So there's 2 on the front. This side and the opposite side both have 3 villagers. So there's 3, 6, 7, 8. And then in the back there's 3 more, which is 11, which means right now our villagers are not breeding. And I'm going to show you something real quick. I want to show you this. This is an interesting little thing I've never noticed before. Where's the best place to break in? I guess right here will be fine. Down one. Haha. So check out all these crops. They're all fully grown. It's like all the farmer villagers that are in here have just said, screw it. And they're not harvesting the crops anymore. I think what's going on is, I need to fix that trapdoor right there. It activated with some redstone from the other side where I was attempting it. I can't shift and do it. Got it. So when they were standing in here with the villager breeding system in the off position where it is right now, there's 11 villagers up there. I think they filled up their own inventory, threw carrots to the other villagers they're with. All of those villagers all filled up their inventory, and now none of them want carrots. And since none of them want carrots, he's not being triggered to give them any. So now that his inventory is filled as well, he's like, oh, I don't want to pick anymore. I'm good. I'm filled up with carrots. So I'm guessing as soon as we turn this on, we're gonna see those guys start harvesting crops again, but I'm interested to see that. Anyhow, let's go show you how we're going to turn this on. I've wired it up, but I've left it exposed. We've got to decorate it after. I just wanted to see how extremely complicated the redstone is, and it is that. Pretty hard, right? And you can pretty much see exactly what's going on, but what we have is this little tube, which we're going to cover up the front of this and make it look nice. But right now, our 11th villager is in that pod right there behind that window. And what we need to do is we're going to go up, we're going to break the floor out of that, and he's going to fall down into that water and be just fine. And once he does that, we need to just put a couple more pieces of glass and stuff right here from about right there down to get him hooked into his top cell. And then what this is going to do is that all of these are dispensers, and each one just has a water bucket inside. And we've just got this nice torch tower by each one, and basically what's going to happen is when we click either of these buttons at the bottom, it'll temporarily toggle the torches, and all of these are going to activate one time, and they're going to spit their water out. So if he's chilling down here, water appears every other block, and he's going to swim up into the village where he will hang out and keep the villagers from breeding. And then if we hit the button again, all of that water is going to disappear, and he's going to fall back down into the bottom outside of the range of the village, so that it'll again be at 10 and the villagers can start breeding once again. So let's go ahead and just get this going and make sure it works. You can see all I've got, I just left this exposed for a second. It's just simple redstone underneath where I put the buttons, just going in so that the torches will both invert when I click the button. So let's go ahead, we're going to just fill all this in. And let's see right there. Fill that in, we're done with that. So all we need to do is come up here underneath where this villager is standing. Oh, actually, while I'm up here, the top two dispensers currently don't have water in them because they have a block in front of them, and if you activate them while they have a block in front of them, instead of spitting out the water, they will actually spit out the whole bucket. So I had to remove it for a minute. So we need a water bucket in that one and that one. And he's standing on these stairs right here. There he is. So if we just knock him down there, beautiful. I forgot the glass. Let's get the glass before I turn this guy on. It's in this chest right here. Can I reach it? No, fine. Fine. Give me the glass. Alright. Do I need anything else while we're going up there? I don't think so. But let me bring some. I don't really have any anyway. Yeah, we're good. Let's go. I'll fancy it up later. I just need to make sure the water is blocked in. Let's come up here. Okay, we need glass there, and then there, and there. Hey, I actually got both of those. We're gonna do that, and I'll figure out the exact look after. So there's not a rush there, but let me just show you how this is gonna go. So right now, and let's actually look while it's off. I'm curious if they've started yet. Can we get up here? Let's have a peek inside here. You can see the hearts going already, so it's definitely working. And I think what's going to happen is as time goes on, they're going to breed. That's going to remove. It's probably going to remove then. Oh, see, he just threw a carrot right there. So these guys used enough power that they wanted a carrot. I saw him throw the carrot. So I'm guessing as he uses up his inventory by giving it to the others and stuff, they're going to start picking these crops. We'll come back and check on that in a second. But real quick, just to show you the toggle, you can see he's chilling in there. Apparently he is active for breeding. That's intriguing. I wonder what activated him. Anyhow, so you have this guy here. And right now he's outside of the village. If we click these buttons, I just put 2 for keeping it nice and symmetrical. They do the same thing. It's going to click, and all those water things are going to turn on. Of course, if you're resource starved, you actually only need one on the one side, and it'll go across. That's fine. But you can see he's now up inside the village, where he'll just kind of swim right there, bouncing up and down. Happily swimming forever and ever. He's a really good swimmer, don't worry, he'll be fine. And when he does that, if we come in here, you can see, oh yep, he picked a couple of crops right there in the corner. You can see no more hearts from anybody. It's all turned off. And yeah, that's what we're going for. Just while we're peeking in here before he closes off, you can see I did close in the tube here with the cobblestone going over. I found sometimes the golems, when they had that much room to fall, were going just to the side and they'd land on that. So I've got that all blocked off. As I mentioned in the video comment last time, the golems were not getting killed yet in the last video. They are now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fancy this up, and then I'll meet you down in the base, where I will show you how we are going to handle the baby villagers that are going to come out of the system, and also the iron golems that fall to their death. So I will be right back. Okay, we're down inside the base. Let me quick show you. I'm kind of thinking, I'm still not sure if I want to add some color into this or not, but I am changing the wall. You can see I've dug this side out even more, and all I've done is I've continued the same design I did up there, but instead of occasionally like coming out and then back and then out and then back, I'm actually just every layer, what I've got is it kind of has this cobblestone, some windows, some cobble, the windows, and then it doesn't do this last part, but then it has the stairs that go in one. So if you look up, it's actually getting bigger as it goes down. And so what that's doing is the wall's actually starting on top about right here, and by the bottom it's back inset. And then I've just kind of continued it forward into where the ladders are going to sit. And I'm thinking this last window we're going to elongate and then kind of have the hallway go that way and that way, which I may just have be a big square hall all the way around and then have hallways that go off of that to other places. I'm not sure, but that's just kind of a rough idea. But let me know what you guys think of how this looks here. I may add a little bit of color somewhere, I'm not sure, maybe a little wood, I can't decide, but I wanted to dig it in like this first so that we could see what the whole thing looks like. So I've got to do the same thing to the other three corners, but it's a bit of digging, so one step at a time. My picks are getting low, and I need some villager trading, which brings us to this little creation. Now this isn't fully decorated yet. This lava is just here because I'm filling in this lava hole that was there. It was kind of in the way. But all we've got going on here is inside this. Let's see, where can I look? Where's safe? I think over here. Nope, that's water. There go all my torches. Ah! Try that again. That was a block fail. Let me relight this little spot so we don't have crazy spawns everywhere. Let's try that again. Okay. So if that was the water, that's the ground. We can go in right there. So that's safe. There we go. So up here, that hole is looking all the way to the sky, and it is right through where we just were, where I showed you where I had walled off the tube that the golems fall through. Right underneath where I walled off the tube is where the baby villagers will insert themselves into this hole. And then from here, there's a huge truck going down the street right now. I don't know if my mic picked that up or not, but it was very loud, even through my headphones. Wow. Anyway, the baby villagers and the iron golem farms are going to fall down this tube. And the golems, of course, don't take fall damage, so whatever, but the baby villagers will be saved by this water. And either way, they will then get pushed forward. Now, of course, adult villagers are never going to be falling down here. At least they shouldn't be. So baby villagers, even if they're jumping, they'll go forward. They're 1 block tall. They may jump into this air block, but who cares? The golems, however, are going to fall in, and they're going to come, and because they're 3 blocks tall, their face is going to go into this lava that's chilling right here. But then as you can see right past the lava, this tunnel drops to only being 2 blocks tall. So a baby villager that falls down, no problem, it just bounces its happy way along to the end of the water stream. Whereas a golem's going to get its face stuck in the lava right there, and it's going to sit there until it burns to death. Sorry, D. But what's going to happen if we come over here, what we can then see is on the other side of this, we need to pretty this whole cave up, but that's one step at a time. So everything else, when we get to here, that's the end of the water stream. What's going to happen? Baby villagers, they fall down, they just go right underneath, they'll fall into this hole, and in this hole is where they will grow up. What I plan to do from here is I will probably have, I don't know, I'm considering converting it so that it then has a second water stream. And the babies will basically stay in here, maybe get pushed over to here. Well, yeah, I guess they'd have to get pushed over. I might push them over to here, and then when they grow into adults, there'd be water above their heads. So as soon as they grow up, they'll jump out, kind of like how some of the old, I think 1.7 villager breeders were before 1.8 made you have to give them food and stuff. We'll see, but the idea is the baby villagers will end up in this chamber, and then we may move them into a second chamber, or we may keep them there, and from either of those we'll be able to sort them out and make a villager trading hall, or put villagers wherever else, whatever we want to do with them. The iron golem farms, or not farms, the iron golems fall from the farm. They land in the lava there, and as soon as they die, their iron and flowers and stuff will just fall back down into the water, and it will also fall into this tube. But underneath this soul sand is a set of hoppers. Of course, soul sand is not quite a full block tall, so items will get sucked through it into a hopper, and then any item that falls just goes into this chest right here. And as you can see, just in the little bit this has been running, we're already getting some iron, we're getting some poppies, and we are going to get a few carrots in the system, which is fine. It's just when the villagers are tossing carrots back and forth to each other, sometimes they're going to overthrow and they're going to throw it off the ledge of the farms they're standing on, and the carrots are going to fall into the same water channels that move the baby villagers down here, and the carrots will just end up in here. So we're basically just going to slowly have free carrots forever, which is fine. I don't mind. It's basically an automatic farm. If I wanted more potatoes, I could actually go through and switch it out, and then I'd get potatoes instead. But I don't mind. If carrots are being farmed for free, I don't mind that they don't fill as well. But I think that will do it for this episode. Next episode, we will probably be working on something to do with this, because I want to get a villager trading hall going so that I can start getting picks repaired, or at least buying new stuff, and getting some other tools and weapons and things like that going. And of course, it's also glowstone. That'll be really nice, not having to run around the nether for lava and stuff all the time just to get glowstone. But again, let me know what you think of the wall. You can kind of see it in the dark. Oh, I don't know, you maybe saw it. I forgot to point this out. You can see the 4 little white things moving around on the leaves up here. I moved my horses. I've decided to turn them into decoration, so let me know what you think about this too. But if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave me a like. Definitely leave me a comment. I love chatting with you guys. And yeah, that is going to do it for this episode. Just as soon as I show you these guys, I decided, here we go, to just fence off each one of these little leaf areas, and I stuck one of each of the skeleton horses inside of it, so they kind of are almost like defending the entrance to our base, which is kind of cool. And I think it looks pretty cool from down below, where we just kind of have these like skeletal guardians. And if we ever want to ride them, we can just slap a saddle on and take them and come back. And then again from down below, whee, they just kind of make these, it's just like these little crazy skeletal horses flying around up there. I don't know. Let me know what you think of everything, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.